They're watching us. Everything has shifted into the world of cyberspace. However, new opportunities and risks have therefore increased. There's no privacy and we're not safe anymore. We all think that our computers can't be traced or hacked, and our phone calls are not recorded, and our emails, communications, and connections are not safe. But we're all wrong. Now it's easier for the government to watch our personal data, and it's easier for them to target us for political reasons. There are millions of people who wish to maintain privacy in their lives, and in fact, millions of dollars are spent by governments hoping to maintain public safety throughout online surveillance. But the question here is, do we have any results? Let's find out. I'd like to argue first about privacy violation. A recent study done by Paul Berner reveals that everyone should be on the lookout for any privacy violation. In fact, countries such as France, Greece, and Estonia made this access a constitutional right, meaning that every website we visit and every single move on the internet are actually observed by online surveillance. And now it's easier for the government to manipulate people throughout their online personal data. Cost of surveillance. Maintaining a strong surveillance in a government requires a huge capital. It also consumes a significant portion from the government's budget. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars spent by the government. Another research done by Pell and Christopher reveals that the US Department of Homeland Security spends millions of dollars throughout having strong surveillance programs in such technologies. In fact, these technologies have resulted in minimum results, whereas the large results came from the agencies themselves. Those experts did a really great job. Therefore, the amount of money spent on this massive surveillance could be redirected to welfare, education, healthcare, rather than being wasted. Abuse of powers. A research done by Bergen reveals that the use of massive surveillance is questionable. However, he reveals that the recent attacks in France, Germany, Sweden, and even Britain were successfully investigated without the use of massive surveillance. And in fact, all the reports gathered information from traditional sources, such as the informants and the community itself. Now, does anyone know where the biggest data center is located here in the US? Please raise your hand and tell me. Yeah.
Is it in Colorado?
No. No. Well, it's actually located in the state of Utah, and it costs around $4 billion. That's a huge amount of money. And in fact, what's fascinating is that the amount of bill they pay each year for just the electricity is $40 million, which is really a lot. And the amount of money here spent here actually do not maximize welfare for the majority of society. Therefore, the necessity argument for this massive surveillance is clearly useless. And consequently, they lack the ethical foundation to justify their existence. So once you leave today, try to be aware and careful when you use your phone and every single move on the internet, because they're observed by online surveillance. And so that one day we can all be immersed into a knowledgeable society. Thank you.